Hello everyone, thank you for joining this session. My name is Bervianto Leo Pratama, and you can call me Leo. Today, I'm going to talk about why I'm moving Lerna projects to .NET project. First of all, as I mentioned, my name is Bervianto Leo Pratama, and you can call me Leo. I'm a software engineer, and yeah, I'm also sometimes write a blog in Dev2. So feel free if you want to find me in Dev2. You can see my blog post in there. Other than that, I also active in LinkedIn. So if you want to connect with me or follow me, you can follow me in LinkedIn with the name Bervianto Leo Pratama. Today, we will talk some points. The first points, project goals, and after that, why I migrate the project, the migration background. Also, what is my strategy to migrate from Lerna to .NET, and also the current states. So, what the process and what the result, and also I have some plans to have more complex maybe or more features in my services. And for the last, I will tell you about the lesson learned, the summary, and what I learned from the migration project. First, I will talk about the project goals. So yeah, it's just a simple goal. I want to create a simple service to manage my personal passwords or secrets. If you know some services that similar with this, for example, LastPass or Bitwarden or anything else, I want to create a service for myself, a simple service, and I can self-host it. Yeah, other than that, I want to have an open source project for myself, but feel free if you want to contribute it. And for the last, I want to easy to manage. Well, maybe easy to manage. It's really relative with you, but for me, easy to manage. It's mean I can handle it with a limited time. I can handle it and develop it with a limited time. So the background, because my project in early stages, I do not want have a complex projects for the early stages. Yeah, I think it will better if I have a simple service, simple structure, and yeah, my previous structure, as you can see in the image, I have 3 tiers. The first part front end, I'm using Vue.js, and for the backend part, I'm using Filter.js, and for the last, I'm using database. Basically, I need to change the context in my mind because in my daily basis, I'm using .NET. So it will need, I need more time to change the context. I need to learn how to coding with Node.js, how to coding with Vue.js, and when I coding with front end, maybe I will need change my context to backend. As you can see, my previous structures, if you are already familiar with Lerna, the structures is like the first part using packages, and after that in front end using front end folder, and also for the backend using backend folder. So it's basically have 2 projects. But the question is how the deployment target. So I was thinking, about 1 year for this development strategy and also CI/CD strategy because I have a limited time, so I never implemented it because it's really hard to manage multiple projects. That is why the last question, how about the capacities? Well, because I have a limited time and this project only me, so I decided to migrate. This is the migration strategies. First, I will use monolithic. Why monolithic? Maybe most of you will say, I think better using microservices. But for myself, with a limited time, it will hard to manage microservices. So I will choose monolithic and two-tier web application. So as you can see in the diagram, I choose web app and also have a database in separate services. Why I'm using monolithic? Because it's more manageable for a person with limited time. I know if we have more modules, more services, it will hard to manage the monolithic. But because the project in the first stages and really simple, I think it will be better using monolithic. And also, why I decided using .NET, because I already familiar with it. Well, the structure also have a similar pattern with Lerna. Yeah, Lerna, you can have multiple projects in one repo. Yeah, we can say it's a monorepo. In .NET have some structure. It will have some structure. Well, so it will more easy for me to migrate into .NET. So the current state, the application is already deployed to AWS. I'm using Azure DevOps for the pipelines. I'm using Amazon ECR to host the Docker image. So the web app I containerize using Docker and push the Docker image into Amazon ECR. Also, I will host my web application into AWS App Runner. It will use Docker image from Amazon ECR. As I mentioned, the repository is open source. Feel free to contribute or give feedback in the repository. You can check in the link. For the next, I want to apply clean architecture. Yeah, basically because it's mixed between infrastructure, the view, or the business context. I want to separate the business context with the infrastructure, like databases or the API. Yeah, I will step by step to migrate to be more modular. Okay. So what I learned from migrating Lerna to .NET. Yeah, I think it cannot be applied to most of you. But I want to say, if you want to rescoping your project, it's completely fine. If you want to rescoping your project based on your available time and also your needs, feel free to rescoping. Don't think the best practice using microservices is fine if you want to use monolith. Well, so I think it's completely fine. It's okay if you want to use monolith in your first states. Don't worry, and you can migrate it. step by step into microservices if you want to. All right. That's all from me. Thank you for joining this session. If you want to connect with me, feel free to connect with me in LinkedIn, Bervianto Leo Pratama. Also, you can connect with me in Dev2, the same name, Bervianto Leo Pratama. Thank you, everyone.